Hey y'all, welcome back to the cookie jar. Today we are working on the first pie recipe from the Sugar Cookie Murder. It is the coconut green pie. So that's this page as well as this page. For this one, you're preheating your oven to 350. It does have a couple of, like one, maybe two notes on it. The first one's Bridget Murphy makes this green pie every year for St. Patrick's Day dinner. She says that if green food doesn't spark your appetite, either cover the top with whipped cream or shut your eyes when you eat it. It says you'll need a blender to make this pie. It makes its own crust. In a blender container, combine 1.5 cups water, 1 can sweetened condensed milk, 14 ounces, half a cup biscuit baking mix, 3 eggs, 1/4 cup, half a stick of melted butter, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 3 or 4 drops green food coloring, optional. Don't tell Bridget I said this, but you can leave out the green food coloring if you'd rather. And then you blend that all together. Let's spray a 10-inch pie plate with Pam or other nonstick shortening. And then you pour everything into the pie plate. Let it stand uncovered at room temperature for 5 minutes. The biscuit settles to the bottom, and that's what makes the crust. And then you sprinkle 1 cup of flaked coconut over the top of the pie. And then you put it in the oven. This takes steady hand to set my pie plate on the baking sheet before I fill it, just in case it spills on the way to the oven. Which I've seen them do that on the Great British Baking Show before, and I think that's genius. Just saying. So much easier than trying to wobble it into the oven. And that says it bakes for 40 to 45 minutes until the knife comes out clean, and cool it on a wire rack. That's all that there is to this. It says it can be served slightly warm, room temperature, or chilled. Bridget says to remind you that it's wonderful with strong Irish coffee and to be sure to refrigerate leftovers. This is like no other pie I've ever heard of, so I am very curious to see how it comes together. I really have no clue how this is going to work. So it's going to be very interesting for all of us involved. Everything is laid out in the kitchen, so let's get in there and get started. This is everything we are going to be using today. We have the oven preheat to 350. We have our 10-inch pie plate sprayed with Pam, and it wants us to add all of our ingredients into the blender. So that's 1.5 cups of water, the can of sweetened condensed milk, very gooey's the word I'm gonna go with. To that, we're adding half a cup of biscuit baking mix, 3 eggs, 1/4 cup of melted butter, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and 3 to 4 drops of green food coloring. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we are going to blend this on low for 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes done. So now we recommend doing this on a baking sheet in case it drips on the way to the oven or whatever. So now we're just going to pour it in. I was going to scrapey it, but it doesn't really need to be scraped out. So now it says to let it sit just like this for 5 minutes, and the biscuit will go to the bottom to create our crust. But what about the sides, you ask? I do not know. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes. It's been sitting here. Now we have our cup of coconut to sprinkle on top. I don't know if this is going to stay on top or if it sinks to the bottom. It came to me a couple days ago that apparently the coconut green is a play on coconut cream, I assume. So the only cream in this cake would be the condensed milk. Now, I've never made a coconut cream pie before, so I'm not sure that's accurate. That's what I think this is aiming for. I'm trying to smooth it out a little bit. So here is the pie before it goes in the oven. Little side view. the top view. All right, so this is going to go in the 350 oven for 40 to 45 minutes, and then it's going to cool on a wire rack. It took 45 minutes, and this is what it looks like. This is the coconut green pie. I don't really see a crust it was talking about. It kind of makes me think of green scrambled eggs. That's what it makes me think of. And it tastes like it too. I'm not a fan. I do not like this. I would never make it again. It tastes like coconut and scrambled eggs. Yeah, it's not, no. Just no. I have nothing to say to this other than I don't like it. I worried about everything just going in the blender and then going straight to the thing. I did not think it would work out very well. And it made something. It just doesn't taste very good. Next week, we're doing the pecan pie for holiday crowd. So let's hope that turns out better than whatever this is. I hope you have a good week. Bye, my lovelies.